Hi, Gemini. It's Angela. We are going to do a quick sort of wrap up for the month of June, doing an energy update for Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising. Anyone else that feels compelled to listen and watch this video, it's also for you. This is aligned energy. Could be that we're not looking at this at the end of June and it's a different time, and that's okay too. This is really just sort of a place mark into, you know, our experience of reality. It's coming up in the end of June, but it doesn't mean it's only for that time being, right? For that time frame. The oracle card that I'm pulling for you guys is coming from this deck, the Healing Mantra by Kahn. Very good. I love this deck. It's very concise, simple concepts that allow us to dive, you know, as deep as we want into these parts of ourselves that we are trying to heal, transform, you know, grow from. And for you, Gemini, I got integrating the ego. So this, you know, this is kind of calling for, first of all, allowing our soul to rise up more often, you know, letting our ego come and marry itself with our soul and with our inner being, which is really where all the knowledge is, right? Is within us. Our ego likes to tell us, you know, we know this much, we have achieved this much, we perceive this in this certain way because it's right. But our soul knows more. Our soul knows all of the truth, right? And sometimes what can happen with our ego on board and leading us is that when challenging things come into our experience, we, you know, it's kind of like, why is this happening to me? Right? It's kind of like a victimhood kind of a thing, or, you know, the good things never, why do the good things always happen to everyone else? You know, you get into this like comparing and kind of thinking, you know, this stuff's happening to me. And really, we know from a soul level that all of these lessons that come in front of us are happening for us. And we know that. And so now what we're asking is to just sort of let the ego kind of not take a back seat, but maybe take an even seat with our soul, and let our soul also be on board to guide us through some challenges. What it leaves us with is we overcome, you know, the victimhood. We are filled with more gratitude, and our hearts are able to forgive more easily, right? When our ego is a little quieted and our soul is guiding the way, because the soul really knows everything happens for our highest good, and our soul knows that. And that's what we're here for, is to experience, gain the wisdom and grow from it, right? You know, pain points are growth points. That's it. Okay, so let's see now what the Zen cards say for you, Gemini, as it pertains to integrating the ego, letting the ego and the soul work together. Okay, your starting point is Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's old paradigms that gotta go, gotta shed them. That's your starting point. This is a powerful pivot. So this could indicate that some of you are like either already there, like I've already been doing this, you know, letting our soul take over for a minute, take the wheel, or you're approaching this rapidly, because this is your starting part. And it's like, yeah, these old thoughts and old beliefs and old ways of approaching things gotta go. They're not serving me. Nothing's happening to me. Nobody's conspiring against me. As a matter of fact, the universe and all the forces and all the things that come in front of me are conspiring for me, for my highest good, right? And you're getting that because you're letting go of the old viewpoints, okay? Internally and within you, yeah, look, letting go. Look at this. This is on an emotional level too. So this is kind of like in your world, like you're like realizing this stuff's got to go. I've got to let some of this stuff, it's just weighing me down to keep thinking that, you know, I am the center of my universe or whatever, even though you are, you know what I mean though? to keep thinking that, you know, the challenges that come about are screwing me over or whatever. Do you know what I mean? No. And you're knowing this now on a more emotional level too. You're needing to let go of that old paradigm and believe that the universe is conspiring for you. You're just going to start that. Hopefully, you know, some of you are already here. In your external world, this willingness to leave behind those old paradigms, results in a more honest, truth-filled day-to-day experience, and a slower pace, right? A willingness to just be in your life instead of operating from a more, you know, from that ego perspective, like, you know, here's all my plans and here's all the, you know, here's all the people I'm going to engage with, and you know, like all the plotting and planning that goes on from a mental aspect, which is important. But if you're bypassing what's going on from the soul level and you're just kind of like letting that drag along and letting all your ego just guide everything, you're not really experiencing your life to its fullest, are you? Right? So it's time to like shed some of that old ego-driven guide and be. Just be. Your soul knows what the next step is. Boy, I love this. This is a great opening. I'm not sure if all of you are experiencing this to sort of an intense degree right now, but at some point, at one point or another, we all arrive there. We all approach this sort of soul versus ego connection, and we start to think, oh, you know, what serves me better? First of all, what feels better? Which one? Does it feel better to, you know, be the ego driven and, you know, have a, you know, look, here I am and look at all I'm accomplished. And when we fall flat on your face, it's like, oh, they screwed me over. That, you know, is that feel better? It feels a little hollow, right? So having both working together, you know, my ego helps me make decisions. It helps me to show up in the world, you know, presenting as the persona that I am, but my soul is behind there sort of driving it all. And if it has just as equal or even a little more weight and importance for you, then you're experiencing the fullness of your life all the way. You know, this woman with this tree walking through the forest, she's not just, oh yeah, that's a tree. She's with the tree, in it, like feeling it, seeing it, smelling it, all of it, and taking the time to pause and be with the tree. This is sort of you and your soul. Take the time, you know, let it be present. Let go of some of that other, ego-driven belief systems, not all of it. We need our egos to make decisions and move forward, and we need it, but let's create a balance. Okay, let's see what's next. So now we're going to travel from here to another, a higher consciousness, and, you know, another perspective to how to see this situation. And this card here is the key. And that is making sense to me, the innocence card. This is that willingness to see every incident, everything that happens with fresh eyes, with an unencumbered view, with as if you're experiencing it for the first time. So, you know, this wise old guy, the wise old sage, has seen it all, done it all, know it all. People come to him for advice. He knows from experience, you know, patterning life. This is, you know, A, B, C happens all the time. I know this. I went through it. But now he's come upon this insect and is just enthralled, is delighted, as if he's never seen one before, right? This is the lens of childlike wonder. And you get to, over and over, experience things as if it were for the first time. And being able to shift to that perspective, it really could change. First of all, it'll change this whole ego question, right? This incident happened and it's happening to me. How could this happen to me? And, you know, that shift is like, oh, this thing happened. Interesting. And, you know, let me see how it plays out. As if it's never, you know, it's more of there's just a willingness to accept what is, right? But also with an energy of, hey, you know, yeah, this may have happened to me before, but it's a new moment. I know more now. I've traveled further down the road. Let me see what happens. Let me see how it shakes out. So there's more of a willingness to just let what is be there. And that helps, you know, that helps your soul to be able to guide you and take over. Okay, as you arrive at these new levels of awareness, oh, look at that. You got the master. So you're getting this. So like I said, remember, some of you probably are already here. At that first level of, you know what, I'm going to shed my ego a little bit and let my soul rise up a little more and feel my life fully. Some of you are already there, and some of you are on your way, but all of you are mastering this path. Yeah, this is a divinely guided space to live in. Like, you just trust. I got it. I trust this. All these occurrences that are happening, I will learn from. I'll keep the ones that feel good and that feel like I want to expand on. And the ones that don't feel so great, I'll experience them and let them fall away, move on. And you're getting this. You're getting this really well. And the rhythm of it and the timing of it, and knowing that when these things come in your path, you know, what can I learn from this one? You're ready, right? The internal awareness, the internal support to this mastery is ripeness. And this is that awareness that, you know, when the time is right, all these things that are happening, first of all, are not happening to me, they're happening for me, and they're happening for me in perfect timing. And within you, you're getting this, you're starting to become more and more aware of it. And that helps ease the path through them, right? It helps if it's a challenging situation, it's easier because you're like, oh yeah, I got this. And oh, great, new lesson. What am I going to get from this one? I got it. And then the external position card, or actually, also the card that kind of wraps up this whole spread, is the burden. So, you started out with that energy of letting go, or the thunderbolt of things needing to be shed from your experience, and beliefs and paradigms being shed. And now you get to go, this is the absence of that burden. This is like reminding you, oh yeah, you know what? I'm unencumbered. Yeah, things still happen that challenge me and slow me down. They're still happening. But my approach to it and my response to it and the way I'm perceiving it, and the fact that I'm letting my inner being kind of be the one to move me forward through it, I'm free. Those thoughts and those ego-driven weights that go on in my being are no longer. I've dropped them. The universe can absorb those burdens, but I'm letting them go. And I'm going to move on in my right timing with this knowledge that I have, and being internally guided as I move through challenges and move through the way that I experience my life. Love it. This is awesome. I love this for you guys, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed that too. And I want you to, send me a comment and let me know how it landed on you. If it's something that you've already been mastering, or if you're approaching that mastery stage and you think, yeah, you know what, I've been doing this more and more with this dropping of my ego self, my egoic self, and being able to just be guided by my inner being more and more. I'm doing that. And yeah, it's, maybe life isn't like all ease and flow, but those sticky parts are short-lived. They're much easier to move through now. So let me know if that's your experience. I'd like to hear it. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys soon for the July updates. All right. Take care.